What's up, guys? It's your boy Stump, and welcome back to another Critical Ops update video. Well, actually, no, it's actually an update feedback video, because Critical Ops already does their own update videos. You're welcome, by the way. Anyways, today we're going to be talking about the 1.29 update, as I've decided to get back into the beta testing, and oh boy, this update is something, but it's not good, and it's not necessarily terrible, but you'll see what I mean in a minute. But before I forget, if you want to check to make sure that you're subscribed to this channel, make sure you have the notification bell turned on so you don't miss a video. And I also have social media posted down in the description as well, or on the right if you're on mobile. Anyways, on with the video. So the 1.29 update is introducing some new things, including rebalancing the smoke grenades, as well as introducing the AR-15, the first ever scoped AR. They've also introduced a new feature called the Vote to Surrender, which will only work if your entire team decides to vote to surrender. Now, this could be if there is a cheater on the other team, which I think is an added benefit to that, but it's mostly for teams that are just behind, like 6 or 7-0, that do not have a chance of coming back. Like if you're losing on a T-sided map and you're on the breach. But there's one thing that Critical Ops has added that I think is questionable and honestly just doesn't make any sense, and that's the crosshair smoothing. But before we get into that, let's go ahead and go over the things that I think are good for this update, which is the new grenade balances, with the smoke grenade being retextured and is more consistent now. And it actually reminds me of the Valorant smokes that they've got. And then the flash rebalance, you don't get blinded when you're further away. And also the frag grenade also has a new rebalance as well. On the second bounce after you throw a frag grenade, it will explode. So the further you throw it, the longer it will take for the frag grenade to go off. In the Vote to Surrender, I really didn't get much gameplay on that because I didn't do any ranked gameplay, and I'm glad I did not do any of that because of the crosshair smoothing. It's not good. It's not good at all. Now, the crosshair smoothing is not as all what it's cracked up to be. Sure, it will help smooth out. What is the crosshair smoothing supposed to do anyways? Hold on. Okay, so apparently the recoil for the crosshair smoothing is supposed to show the recoil effect around the crosshair. You mean the bullets are going around the crosshair? Okay, no. That's not how this is supposed to work. So I decided to go ahead and try out or test out the 1.28 crosshair mechanics versus the 1.29 crosshair mechanics against each other using the AK-47, and by doing 3 different tests: a tap fire test, a uncontrolled spray test, and a controlled spray test. So 1.29, it looks like the crosshair is above where the bullets are actually hitting versus 1.28, where the bullets are directly in the middle of the crosshair, which is how it should be. And then in the uncontrolled spray, like they did in the video showcasing the 1.29 update, the crosshair doesn't go as far back and forth in 1.29, but you can tell the bullets are going around the crosshair. That should not be happening. What is the point of the crosshair if the bullet's just going to go around it anyways? Why is it a T instead of just a big circle? And lastly, one thing that they did not showcase was a controlled spray. And it is actually a lot harder to control the 1.29 spray with the new crosshair smoothing rather than 1.28, which is a lot more consistent, because you will know where the bullets are going because you can pull down your crosshair exactly how the spray pattern is going to go. You don't want to guess or predict where the bullets are going. You need to know where your bullets are going in order for this to be an actual competitive game. Because if you don't know where your bullets are going, but your enemy does, then you're going to end up dying a lot more. And this update is just going to bring a lot more confusion, even with the new AR-15. The reason they are adding this new crosshair smoothing is because of the AR-15. Now, that in itself is a whole nother story. I do not like the gun. It's not good. It is not a very good gun because even though it has 25 in the clip with 100 bullets in reserve, which means it's got 4 clips in reserve, it is not a one-tap weapon. And when you zoom in with the red dot, the crosshair is always bobbing around. You don't get that with the sniper rifles like you do. Man, I forgot what I was trying to say. I lost my train of thought because I don't have a script in front of me to write this. But the main point of this video is to get across to Critical Force that having the bullets go around the crosshair is no bueno. It is going to mess up a lot of people's aim, such as myself, which is why I got out of that 1.29 beta and got back into 1.28, because I would much rather prefer that crosshair movement other than the newer crosshair movement, because it just makes more sense to have the crosshair go where the bullets are going and not have it go in between where the bullets are going around. And as far as the AR-15 is concerned, please just make it as stable as the U ratio and other snipers like that, because you are literally holding the gun in your shoulder like you would with a sniper. It's got the bump stock in your shoulder and you're leaning into it and you're more stable that way rather than just walking around. And the AR-15 as well, it has no tap fire potential at all. Like you can't even tap fire it without it going up. And one thing that really turns me off to this gun is that that's so stupid. I'm not convinced that this gun is good because it costs $2,900, the exact same amount as the HK417, which does significantly more damage and is probably one of the better ARs in the game, even though it has lower amount of bullets in each clip and has a slower rate of fire. It is more consistent in damage dealing than the SG, the AUG, the AR, the AK, the M4. So when push comes to shove, I would much rather use the HK over the new AR-15 unless they fix the crosshair and give the damage to the AR a buff, because it's not good. And the way I imagine the crosshair should work is that as it's like stable, if it is going to be more stable, you should have it recoil ever so slightly because you're stopping it with your shoulder, and it should be bumping up and down just a little bit, but not as much as what it is now. Though I will say the spray pattern is a lot similar to the M4 in a way, because it goes up and then to the left, to the right, but not as much as the M4 does. Or it's more than the M4. I didn't really try it compared to the M4. I just did it to the AK-47. And that's about it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. And let me know what you guys think about the new update in the comments below. And be sure to leave a like if you've made it this far. And as always, stay safe. Bye-bye.